There's an American company listed on the NASDAQ called Stryve that is trying to convince Americans to drop jerky, which is also a dried meat, in favor of biltong. And they've gobbled up a couple of South African companies through the years. One of them is Biltong USA and Braaitime. And I've got the guy who started Braaitime in his garage. I've got Warren Pala, the Chief Manufacturing Officer of Stryve here. And as I said, he started one of the companies in his garage. And so what is this big ambition of Stryve in America?
So, Linda, it's something that both Joe Oblas, the founder of Stryve, one of the founders of Stryve, and myself agreed on in our first meeting. We would like every American to try biltong because we both know as soon as they do, jerky's done. It's just about as simple as that. So, like your intro, thank you for that. Basically, started the company in 2005, my little Braaitime company in my garage, just because I missed biltong. I couldn't find it here, and what we could get was jerky. It was not comparable. And then spent a lot of money and a lot of time figuring out how to navigate the US system, the snack market, the RTE, the CPG side, the food safety is the piece that really consumed me. And after I got my USDA approval and grant, I then needed to. I still couldn't get traction in CPG. It just takes a lot of money and a lot of contacts and a lot of experience. And 2017, I met Joe Oblas, who's one of my partners and founder of Stryve, as well as the other two that helped found the company was Ted Casey and Gabe Karimi. And our goals were in alignment. We wanted the same thing. They loved biltong, they loved the nutritionals, they thought it was a revolution, and they had the experience in CPG and manufacturing to take it to the next level. I saw that they'd raised money to do so. And so I moved my family, my wife and I, 5 kids, from New Jersey, where I had a facility a 10,000 foot square facility, to Texas. And when we got here, it took a while, to find our feet. We ended up actually purchasing a facility just over the border in Oklahoma, 50,000 square foot biltong factory. And it wasn't it was actually a peanut factory when we bought it. And we converted and rebuilt from the ground up, everything we needed to make this happen. And our capacity, having the forethought to know, and, with the experience of my partners, knowing how much they could sell. Right now, we've been essentially doubling every year since I got here. And that the sales side, that is thanks to my partners. And that capacity was already baked into the cake here. So that confidence up front to build a facility that can, take us from 12 million to 28 million to 38 million to 50 million to our revenue is growing exponentially. We have at the moment, and it grows every day, but I think we have 36,000 doors that sell our biltong products. So when you compare that to South Africa and what kind of market, you've got a massive market out here there. So what is it? Are you trying to sell it as a health product? So biltong, believe it or not, is actually a lot healthier than jerky for a myriad of reasons. And other than just tasting better, it doesn't have the MSG, the nitrates, the sugar that is common to most jerky. Tons of sugar. The sugar is a big factor, and especially at the moment, people have realized sugar is not good for you. So it's it hits all the right hallmarks. It's a higher quality protein. As we all know, it's not cooked to the degree that jerky is. Jerky's kind of cooked to death, for want of a better word. So the meat and the quality of the protein is just better. The structure is better. So your body absorbs. It's a very bioavailable form of protein. And I'm preaching to the choir, I'm sure, but biltong is just better. Yeah,
I agree.
There's definitely a gap in the market. As you know, biltong has taken Australia by storm. It's taken the UK by storm. It's taken Europe by storm. it's the snack of choice in all those other parts of the world. It just needed the nut cracked here in the US, and that was the USDA piece. And then, of course, someone to do it, which is me and my partners here. We put together a team, and we've pulled it off.
Sure. So I'm just so that's your target market. So people looking for something slightly healthier.
Yeah, our target market is families in motion. There's a large market segment at the moment of people who want to eat better. They want to have better snacking for their kids. They want to grab and go. It's a massive segment, and it's underserved at the moment with healthy snacks. And so, rather than compete directly with the truckers and the Sasquatch guys who currently jerky markets to the manly men who like hunting, and we're not doing that. We're going more. We're using our healthier nutritional panel to expand into other markets, large markets.
So that's clearly not the vegan market, but that is still a market that wants to eat healthier. So, but if you just look at the financials, you are actually NASDAQ listed, but you also raised a funding round. There was a funding round. Just explain that to us.
We've been through a number of raises. This one was our first public raise. So, as you know, I guess that's partially why the interview occurred. You were aware of the fact it gets announced to the market. We're public we're public now under the ticker SNAX, so snacks. So we got the best possible ticker ever. We couldn't believe it was available when it came available. We were like, that's the one. But yeah, there are certain capital requirements that we have based on the growth. And I guess that's been the story from the beginning with us. But, this is public information. So, we have achieved certain market penetration with people like Costco and 7-Eleven. So those deals are coming to fruition now. I dare say they probably would have happened sooner if the whole COVID issue and the retailers weren't resetting that year. It would have happened sooner, but now that seems to be behind us, we're getting a lot of business this year, and so that for that reason, we need to expand. There's no other way to put that, and for that you need capital.
But that's quite just say what the numbers are. The cash injection is $35 million. That's a lot of runs.
Yes, that is a lot of runs. But to put that in perspective, we have a Costco deal just around what I'm currently working on now, the Costco piece, which would need working capital right there of $10 million. So I know it sounds like a lot of money, but you need material. You've got to buy the meat, and we've got to put it through the system, and we've got to send it to Costco, and all of that cash flow has to be there, or we'll end up getting paid at the end, But for right now, we need some runway, so we have it.
Good. So we'd love,
that's the other
to know
nice
about.
thing.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I was just going to say that's the other nice thing of the team that I find myself with. Oblas, raising capital is a gift of his, I think. So we've kept our belts tight. We've been frugal, but we have definitely, at the right times, had the ability to raise money when we need it, and that's a key thing, to be able to move quickly and sort of capitalize on what we know is a disruptor, a category disruptor. If we sit back and take 10 years to do this or 20 years to do this, it would end up with Jack Links or somebody taking the cake from us. But the fact that we're able to move as quick as we have means we are gobbling market share like no one's business.
It's quite a nice thought for, I think, South Africans to think that a product that's so well known in South Africa, and when the name is South African, that is making inroads overseas. So how did somebody from Springs end up selling biltong in America.
How do you know I'm from Springs?
You said so earlier.
Yeah, and I'm kidding. Yes,
you
no, I'm
did.
proudly from Springs. I love saying I'm from Springs. In fact, at the Springbok Club in New York, the first thing you had to do was say where you were from, and you weren't
Yeah.
allowed to say Joburg or Cape Town or Durban. I want to know exactly where you're from, please. So I would say to folks, tell me, are you from Bofada? Are you from Braaitime? I want to know exactly where you're from. Because so that, anyway, people always hide behind, I'm from Joburg or I'm from Cape Town. We want to know, as
exactly where you're from.
Know where you're from. I'm from Springs, proudly from Springs.
Yep.
I moved over with another company, Arthur Anderson, to New York, worked on Wall Street at Merrill Lynch for a bit, but always missed, I am an entrepreneur. It's kind of a dirty word these days or something, but I had a business at varsity that paid for my student loans, and the bug bit me then, and I just saw this gap that for whatever reason, biltong hadn't been here. The nut hadn't been cracked, and I went at it until I fixed that, and it's been a overnight success that took 15 years to come to fruition. And that's, I kind of moved here for opportunity. I moved to New York for opportunity, and then at the same time, I moved back. Now I'm in Texas for opportunity. There's just way more opportunity in this, to be here with this group of partners and make this product that we all love, and make, the name of South Africa and the snack. It's just good. It feels really good to have our heritage succeeding in the American market. It's wonderful.
So do you use the fact that it's South African, do you use that in your marketing?
Interestingly, I learned early on that that's not always the best way to approach it, just because the word biltong is difficult to sell. You got to educate them, the Americans on that, or educate the public. Same with Droevos. Even the name of the company, Braaitime, was horrendous. 2 A's and an I with 3 vowels. People they'd fall over before they even could say it. So you learn pretty quickly. But you can see Stryve, we have biltong snacks. We still sell it as biltong. But we've also figured out that the better way to do it is to take the category of air-dried beef, which is what the USDA designated as, and you can expand into various sort of, the Hispanic markets, the Spanish, there's a bunch of other places where they do air-dried beef, and we have a challenge. We have the USDA approval to do it, so we're expanding the category. Is the short answer?
Yeah, that's fine. And I believe you have Droevos, but you call it biltong slabs.
No, the slabs are the sticks that we call sticks in South Africa. We call them slabs here. And then the Droevos we call sticks.
Yeah, Droevos. Stick. So the Droevos are sticks.
Yes, and it gets me all the time. Don't worry, I'm an anomaly around it, because it's just slabs don't come naturally to me, but it's a slab of meat and a stick of meat. So, I've had to change my own terminology. But that's how it works better in this market, those sort of terms.
But it still tastes the same.
Still tastes the same. And we don't...
Did you tweak the recipe?
Where did I get it?
No, did you tweak the recipes that are out?
I did it, but commercializing it, you had to. There's just so the recipe is my mother's my wife's family. My father-in-law taught me how they make it. They're Zimbabwean, originally South African, but there's a heavy Zimbabwean influence, and the way it's made there was just slightly different to how all the butchers in South Africa make it. And I took that and kind of expanded, commercialized it eventually. And that's what this has become. So, I'm eternally grateful to my wife for helping me with Braaitime through when we were in the garage and growing to that other facility. She took over the food safety pieces. The kids have all worked in the business. You have pictures of them when they're 3 and 5 years old with the hair nets on and doing, sorting packets. And it was it's very much a family business until we came down here to Texas when it became commercial. And now we have a staff. We have 80 people right now, and that's expanding as our second shift expands. The company total, I think there's 130 odd employees right now. And it's a very, very different ball game to where I started.
Unbelievable. Well, good luck with that. And, I don't know about you, whenever I see rooibos, when I see, South African products doing really well, people in the UK often think Nando's is Portuguese. No, it's not. It's South African. And it's lovely to know that there's another product that has South African roots and, is a product that we all love and care for. So, good luck on your journey. Thanks so much for speaking to us.
Thank you. And I just want to say thanks, like I say, to everyone who's helped me along the way. It's my wife, the kids, our family, my partners here in Texas. And a shout out to, Peter Brandane from Cape. He worked at Cape Deli at the time. He came up to New Jersey and showed me how to commercialize biltong, or gave me advice. Let's put it that way. I could name plenty of people, but, there've been people along the way who've helped me so much. I have to mention Salvatore Salzarulo, my Italian friend in New Jersey, who was a plant manager of a Supersata plant owner. I wouldn't be here without him. So I don't know if this will get out on the airwaves, but I'm just thanking them now because they moved the needle and made this happen for me. So I appreciate every single one of them.
Thanks so much. Thanks for speaking to us.